Hello. Wednesday afternoon again. Can't remember whether I did Facebook Live last Wednesday or not, but the time just flies. So much to do all the time, but I do miss seeing all of you on a Trisha time. So I wonder who's going to be joining me today. I can see there's a few people coming on now, and hopefully you'll drop me a comment so I know you're there. And hopefully you saw my 2-minute warning, which meant I had 2 minutes. Oh, yes, I'm just about on time today, which is amazing because I'm not good at timekeeping, I'm afraid. But today's been another day of busy, busy, busy. Not knowing, hello Anne, what to do first, but nearly finished one particular project, as in making kits up. Hello Dorothy. Dorothy says afternoon to everyone. And Lindsay, hello Lindsay. And hello Jane. I am feeling better, thank you very much. I don't know, one thing after another. Oh, thank you Brenda. I'll put a bit of just brush it around like I normally do. Not much more than that. Hello Eileen. Yeah, not perfect, but when are we ever perfect? I can't complain with everything that's going on in the world today. I suppose I'm on top of the world. Hello Nikki. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'd sort of got over, as I said, on the one day special on the Wednesday. Hello Janet. On the Wednesday I started to get the runny nose. Hello Karen. And just went downhill from there, but you just have to keep going. Hello Jan. Hello Bev. Because if I don't do it, there's nobody else to do it. Hello Jane. Thank you. And then just as I felt that I was getting near the 100% mark, oh no, oh no. Oh, thank you Janet. I missed you too. No, I probably didn't last week, did I? No, it's been a while anyway. But things are looking better now. Only problem is my darling daughter, she's gone down with, I don't know what, sore throat, cold, along with the grandchildren. So, it's just going around. Hello, Jackie. Yeah, feeling a lot better. Just the pressures of getting everything done yet again. But, I could sit back and, well, I won't say do nothing, but not do the lives and crack on. But, sometimes we need a break. Sometimes we need to see each other and have a little chat. And today is one of those days. And Lindsay keeps me on my toes, thank goodness, and makes me think a little bit further ahead. What am I doing? And I know I could remember. It is like a field hospital. It really is. Hello, Anne. Lovely to see you all today. So I got in my mind the bow. The bow from the braided wreath. Must do that because I must have been saying for probably 3 weeks now. So yes, got that in mind. And I can see your comments. Yes, I can. Hello, Sheila. And hello, Josie. You are all so lovely. I don't think I'll reply to anybody's comments, but thank you so much for all your well wishes. Hello, Sharon. Thank you. You really care, and I'm sure your well wishes helped me to get over it. I mean, I didn't feel that I needed to be in bed or anything like that. And hello, Hilda. Yes, and she says hi to everyone. I think, Jan, that daughter's got tonsillitis. Oh, thank you, Brenda. I will send them on to them. Yeah, Oliver had to have a PCR test, but it's negative. She went through a drive-in yesterday because he was sent home from school. What day are we today? We are Wednesday. Yes, sent home from school yesterday. Hello, Jill. Coughing. But when he got into the house, he wasn't coughing anymore. And he hadn't got a temperature. And he was full of life, but he had a cough. So, you've recorded some... No, you can't be too early. I've got to get there first, haven't I? Oh, goodness, there's so much coming. So much coming. Because having put all my things through for the show, which are all fine, and all the samples made. Thank you, Tracy, so much. Tracy, I don't know if you realise, is such a stalwart. I am so glad, who was that she lives right close to me. Hello, Anita. And hello Wendy, and hello Marion, and Barbara, hello. I just have to say or wonder if, yes, of course I will. And she comes, I give her one thing or two, and she comes back with it. What else can I take? And she takes some more off. She comes back the next day with some more, and she has, well, I wouldn't have got it all done. End of. So I'd have to rethink everything before I do it, because honestly I could not do it on my own with all the samples. So thank you, Tracy, and thank you to Lindsay as well for keeping all of this, all of Facebook and Make to Swap, all of that going, because do you know, honestly there just isn't enough time for one person. And Martin's been counting beads and bells today. Yay. Beads and bells, you wonder what that's all about. Well, as per usual, I haven't been able to show you the samples again because they usually go off on a Monday or Tuesday morning, you see. And again, this time, so bad here to Trisha, 3/4 of the school bit. Oh, dear, oh dear. Yeah, that's bad in Northern Ireland. I don't think it's so good in Southern Ireland either. I saw Mary yesterday. Oh, yeah, I couldn't do without my wonderful team. I just wish I had. Hello, Jane. You've had a heavy cold. Oh, blimey. Oh, your 16-month-old granddaughter tested positive. As you can hear, I still have a little cough, but nothing too bad. Yes, look, thanks to Tracy and Lindsay, most definitely. And, of course, thank you to all of you for all the support, because obviously it wouldn't be here. You know, I wouldn't be doing what I do without your support all of the time. And, you know, over the years, in fact, you know, it's been quite some time. I must say as well, I put a little post because obviously you saw, I'm not surprised, but I didn't win the social star. Hello, Vivian. Oh, thank you. Lovely. And I never expected to. It was enough for me to be nominated. And again, thanks to all of you. But the lovely Debbie Shaw won. And I was so pleased for her because at the end of the day, it was Debbie who I started off with on TV. And we have always remained lovely, lovely friends. So more than happy to see her. Oh, thank you, Nikki. I know a lot of you put that, which is very kind of you. But, yeah, Debbie so deserves it. And, yeah, she's just, I mean, I was on her design team for probably 5 or 6 years from the beginning. And obviously when I decided to go it alone, never too old. No, you're not, Vivian. When you decide to go it alone, then I just felt I couldn't be part of that design. It wasn't right. Afternoon, Maxine. So, as I say, we still stay in touch and good friends. And, you know, we're both doing our own things. I'm nothing like... Janet, I knew you'd make me laugh. Janet's husband, who voted for me as well, is demanding a recount. Bless him. Well, I did have a look, or I noticed in passing, that I have about 4,000 followers and Debbie has 41,000 followers. So I think if I was a betting person right from the beginning, I think I know who might have come out on top. But there we go. In a few years' time, perhaps I might have 41,000. Hello, Joanna. Oh, sorry, I didn't realise, Vivienne, it was the first time in the group. Welcome, welcome. I didn't read it all because it's all coming up so maybe. But I don't like to miss you if... oh, there's Penny watching as well. Hello, Penny. If, says Lindsay, if... oh, there's Christine. I don't think I said hello, Christine. Hope you're well. Oh, yes, Vivian. Hello, Di. You've been a while since you've been... Oh, right. Life does get in the way, doesn't it? Definitely does. I bet you've been dancing. Yes. Well, you'll have a lovely time here, Vivian, I'm sure. I do tend to prattle on a little bit, waffle, and I do get sidetracked. if I just wondered, Lindsay. I don't know. I don't know. So, I didn't say hello to Marion either. Hello, Marion. I don't think. I don't know. What comes out of my mouth is what I see and what I yes. Lots of dancing, Di. Well, it's great exercise, isn't it? And I know you get a lot of fun out of it as well. So I'm still sitting surrounded by fabric. Even though I'm thinking about, like I was saying, got all the samples off, and now it's a case of I need to get as much packed before the show's on Sunday. But I know full well, possibly tomorrow or Friday, I shall have that another little email saying, "Hi Trish, hello Sue, hi Trish, we've got a show coming up for you on 1st of December. Could we have your show schedule?" So before I even do the next one, I'm going to have to put off a long list of what I'm going to be doing on the 1st of December. But on the 1st of December, which is a Wednesday at 9 in the morning, I'm doing a show because I'm also doing a pre-record show for Christmas Day again. So if you're at a loose end on Christmas Day, don't know what time it is yet, I'll tell you when I know more. But you can tune in to me, or not as the case may be. Hello Patricia, lovely to see you today. So that's 2 shows I've got to get together. What will I do? I really don't know. And another one on the 19th of December. Ugh, it's all becoming a bit... Hello, Elaine. I mean, I am one person with one mind, and it's being stretched quite a long way. But we'll see. We'll see. It always happens. Oh, Vivian's been watching in the background for a while, also watching the videos from the beginning. You love the chat. Oh, lovely. Lovely. I'm glad you do. It's just me, isn't it? You know, well, if you're ever in my actual company, oh, I talk a little bit too much. Lindsay, I think I was on at 3 o'clock last year. So in competition with the Queen, who's going to win? I think the Queen will, because she does amazingly well. 95 years old and still going strong. I mean, a little bit here and there, you know, but what can you expect? I think she is incredible. If I'm here at the age of 95, I shall probably still be sewing. I'll do my Facebook Live on Christmas Day if you like. Could do, couldn't I? Yeah, I might even have a great setup, you know, with my own special room and special space that I just sit down, cameras here, there and everywhere, and easy peasy. Hello, Carrie. I'm back. Yes. Oh, thank you. All good. I'm glad you got them. They're quite quick at the minute. So, yeah. So the other things I'm thinking about, what else is there to think about? Going to see my mum and dad, which is why I need to get really, really better. Jane. Janet, could I step in your body? Yes, please. There's a lot of body, you'd fit in there, and I wouldn't know any difference with me. So, yeah. As my body, yes, that would be good. Perhaps I need somebody else to go on the TV. I did mention that to Tracy, and she looked down, very much down. Yeah, so I'm thinking about, what am I thinking about? I'm thinking about Black Friday. So, oh, no, she's not feeling too good these days, but she's still doing all right. She's got to take things easy because, as we know, the older we get, yes, she's practically 30 years older than me. 30 years, goodness. But yes, and yeah, what with the grandchildren, school runs and that, there's lots and lots to do. So yes, Black Friday, I must. Oh yes, Lindsay, yes. You see, I'm sidetracking again. One of the workshops, yeah. We used to have a sewing club once a fortnight. But do you know, Lindsay, do you know what that started me thinking? I haven't done anything about it yet. I thought, I've got to start sewing club up again. So I may very well, I know not all of you would be able to come along, but may very well put a poll up on the page, either in the group or on the So Totally Trisha page, to see what times are best, because where I used to do it was in here. you wouldn't even get a few chairs in here anymore, because as I've counted before, I have 1, 2, 3, oh that's a long one, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tables in here, and all of those tables are full of something, fabric of course. So whereas I used to have sewing club in here, I can't, but I do have a lovely little village hall, which is a 2-minute walk. It's on my way to school, 2-minute walk from here. So I just need to see when it's available. Yes, she would be great on TV, wouldn't she? I think she's still at work at the minute, or if she'll be on her way back, she won't have heard this. And when she listens to it afterwards, she'll be going, oh no, oh Trisha, shut up. I know she will. But yes, yeah. So it is in abeyance. I'm thinking about it. What about, yeah, I'm Eileen, I can do Zoom a bit, but I just feel, I don't think my setup is good enough to do Zoom workshops. So I'll have to think about it. I'm thinking over Christmas. I mean, I've also got, my eldest son is going to be 40 2 weeks before Christmas. So I shall be doing Christmas dinner for the family on 2 weeks before Christmas as well, because this year on Christmas Day it's not my turn. So we always do it, because the eldest can't get here all the time. He comes down a couple of weeks before, and so we all get together for Christmas dinner 2 weeks before. Lindsay, you're not too old, so I've got that to sort out as well. So it's just getting a bit too, and it's gradually coming face to face. I'm reading what I'm talking what I'm reading. And this is why, hello Angie, this is why, Janet, I do not have earpieces in when I'm on TV, because I'm sure they'd let me, because I've been doing it for a while, as in going on TV, but I am sure what goes into my ears will come out of my mouth. So who knows what I'd be saying? It would just be, I think I'd be giggling all the time. Anyhow, another little thing I've thought of, Zoom is so easy, is it? I don't know. And you know, I need to get myself a little area that is absolutely set up all the time, rather than I shift the table. It only moves about 45-degree angle, you know, for me to get behind the table and come back in again. But I'll really have to think on that one. But you see, I wouldn't feel right in charging for it. That's the thing. No. So it would have to be free workshops, which I don't think you'd mind. But then sometimes I read that free workshops are not worth anything. But there we go. That's just me. No, I think they are. Anyhow, so watch this space regarding sewing club. But with being in winter, I know people don't like to drive at night. So it'd be whether a day or morning, daytime, morning or afternoon, and which sort of day when I've got child duties, but in the new year things will change. So watch this space, as I say, because the sooner we get back to normal, the better. I was thinking something else there. Nikki can't wear earphones for anything, especially music. Oh, really bad singing and heavy rain. Oh, I sing along. I was singing along to the Remembrance Service songs as well, badly. But I do know all the words. This is the thing. That's because of my age. Yeah, so can't think what I was saying just before that, which, yeah, so Black Friday, I've got some ideas, and what I'm going to do, I'm not going to be one of these pre-Black Friday sales, because they're all doing it. So it will be, not this Friday, the Friday after, and I shall have some super deals. I've already thought there will be certain things that you have never seen at the price before, because again, I need space. I've had no more fabric delivered. Wonderful. I am pleased, because I have got so much to do. Yes, Jane, you're absolutely right. Subscription in the future. yeah, in my mind, I'm still doing that. It is just having the time to get it done. I was intending having that ready for this sale last week, but that didn't happen, and you know, I'm sorry. It's just time. It really, really is time, and I know we all need more of that, and I certainly do. So if anybody's selling any, I will willingly buy it. Yeah, so yeah, I will do Black Friday, but it will go into the weekend as well. Yes, so we have those. Yes, what else did I see? What else did I see? Oh, I saw on the website today the 1-inch hexagons had gone out of stock, but I have put some more on because I've got some more. So if anybody was looking for your hexiform 1-inch hexagons, there are some more in stock now. I didn't realise they'd got that low, but I got some more in stock, had them through the beginning of this week. So I haven't got anything to show you apart from, I will show you. Now this is what happens. On the shows on Sunday, I've got some boxy pouches again, and you know the way we did them before, which was a lovely way. Victoria's messaging me. Oh, Jill loved Sewing Good. Sewing Club, great tips from others. Yeah, it was just lovely, wasn't it? And also really good for your English paper piecing, which is how we started in another one, didn't we? In another group in Wellingborough, yeah. Oh, Jane. Oh. Yeah, so if I can... hello, Jane. Another Jane. Hope you do. Hope she's all well. Do I do gift vouchers? I've been looking at that as well. Yes, I do gift vouchers. But I'm trying to... yeah, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to be able to give you a code, like with any other gift vouchers, so that the code can be put in the website to pay for whatever order there is. At the minute, I've been Googling it in my coffee break times, and I haven't had a go at it, but yes, I will be doing gift vouchers. I have done them in the past, but they've always been quite manual, and I just write it down and remember when somebody, you know. So I'm going to try and get it a little bit more, yes, in line with today, you know, up to date, and get it done properly. What's a couple of renditions at the Albert Hall? Yes. Yes, now, Abide With Me. Yes, I heard that. Yes. Yeah, I think I said that to Martin. Oh my goodness. There was another one somewhere else, and I said, didn't like that very much. I thought my croaky version was even better. I tried. That's perhaps what... I thought I was going to help myself by trying to... Oh, never mind, so you get that booked. I'm on next Wednesday for my booster. Yes. So, yeah, there's some boxy pouches, and I did them a really, really nice way so that you've got no raw edges. But if you go back to one of the videos, I'm not going to do it again today. Yeah, can't remember who it was, Joanna. But yes, it was a little bit crucified, yes. Oh yeah, You'll Never Walk Alone, yeah. That makes me cry every time. How sad am I? Never mind. So, yeah, if you go back through the Trisha Time videos, there is one, in the very early days, an easy way to make a boxy pouch. So, I've got 3 different, this is a songbook one, and there's three different fabrics, 3 sizes in the kit. And this one is the biggest one. But do you know what I did? This is when, this is when you put the zip along the wrong side of the fabric. So this zip should have been along the longest edge, which I wondered why I needed to chop so much off each end. But let me just have a look. But this one, so this is the easy way, where, can you see, I have bits of fabric sticking up there. But I have a raw edge in there. Now, we don't all mind if there's a raw edge because, oh, that's right, it was, wasn't it, Alexandra Burke? Yeah. Because the raw edges are tucked right into those corners. But I loved the actual size of it. So this is when you do it wrong. So, and when you do it wrong once, why not do it again? I haven't quite finished this one off. So this was one size, and it came out the wrong size, as I say, because I put the zip on the short edge and not the long edge. Now, here is my, so this is the width of what this one came out to be. So instead of putting the zip along here, I put it along this edge, opened out. So I put it along that edge, as you can see, trying to do it. This is number 2. And fortunately, Tracy, when I was cutting some more out, because I've got 3 versions, 3 different ranges, 3 sizes in each, so 9 boxy pouches to make. And Tracy was coming back and said, oh, I'll make some. So she's made 6 and I made 3 because I love making them. And when I was doing this, I said, look how mine's come out. What have I done wrong? Do you know what I've done? There should have been 2 pieces of fabric. And I've just used 1 to go the whole way around. So as you see, there's no seam there because I've used 1 piece. However, I'm just going to adapt this. So when I do it, I'm just going to cut small corners out here. And it's going to be a pencil case or a knitting needle case. But it just shows you from exactly the same piece of size of fabric that you would get a long squat one, a short fat one, and honestly you get a bigger one that is practically that size, probably by the time the corners, so that size, and almost as deep as that. So yeah, it will be a great pencil case or to throw anything in. Happy accident. So yeah, it is one of those things you think, you know when you've made a mistake once, you never do it again. But yeah, yes, I totally agree, Joanna. So that is my mistakes of the week. Yes, I think I was trying to do that Sunday as well. So that's why I really wasn't up to it, was I? So today as well, shall we get down to, oh, it is 5 o'clock, where's my cup of tea? Not doing too badly. Yes, I thought that as I was looking at it, knitting needles. Boxy pack, oh, thank you, Patricia. March the 28th, 2020. Oh my goodness, 18 months ago. Okay. So yes, I'm going to do the bow, but then what I thought I would do, I've seen 2 or 3 people liking, you're absolutely right, but I should learn, shouldn't I? Hello Rhonda, lovely to see you. The bottle bag. Now I've done a single bottle and a double bottle bag, but there's a different one, and I have called it, like my knitting bag, my uni-handle, I've called this a uni-handle bottle bag. So I thought, as people were assuming that I had done one, and I haven't, so I thought, do you know what? I will do one. So the ones that have been made by somebody else, I thought, hello Heather, I thought I will do my way of doing it. So I don't know how that's made. For those that have made it already, I don't know how you've done it, but I have found a very nice and easy way. And I've forgotten to bring the bit of paper in here. But if you've seen the uni-handle knitting bag, you know, hello Patricia, you know how I fold the fabric, and yes, I fold the fabric and then I cut some pieces away from the top. I'm doing this in exactly the same way, and I've got my ruler. I can remember what sort of measurements I did anyway. So what I thought I would do is I will show you that after I've done the bow, because the bow is quite quick and easy, and I'll do this uni-handle bottle bag, and hopefully by then I won't have forgotten the measurements. But let's start off with the bow. So with the bow, all I have done, and you can do whatever size you like, I've got 2 pieces of red fabric. I can't think what size. I won't say what size are because people have bought the braided wreath pattern, which the dimensions are in there for that. But so it'd be a little bit unfair to say dimensions when people have already paid for it. But I will show you how we make it. So what I'm going to do, whoops, first of all, let's see if we can hopefully not freeze. I'm just going to tilt this down. Perhaps if I do it nice and slowly. And right, so I've got 2 pieces, as I say, line 1, 2. And then I've actually got the same width, which I'm going to use for my tails. And I'm just going to fold that in half and stitch from there. And then a little bit, same width again, a couple of inches. This is debatable as to what size width you do that. Here comes my tea. That will hopefully, thank you so much. Is it stewed or is it just right? I have it here. Ah, we're back. Jolly good. I think it's kicked everybody off. There's just 2 people. Hello, Leslie. Yeah. Oh, you're all coming back. Give it a few moments just to... I think I've taught that one up. Yeah. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. So it's done the freezing. I can see you're all coming back now. But hopefully it won't freeze again. So as you see, I've got my cup of tea. So I should be okay for a while. I'm going to put that round there. So the first thing I am going to do is I am going to stitch. So I've got 2 short ends, obviously, 2 long sides. I'm just going to stitch along both long sides. Now I'm just going to turn it again. Oops, don't want, oh yes. Whoops, no. Don't like that light, do we? Oops, that's better, that will do. Okay, so just going to stitch 1/4 inch seam allowance as per usual, and I'm on a fairly short length, 2 I've got it on, so we will just stitch along here. You could do a wider seam allowance if you want to, but it really doesn't matter because this is just going to be a rectangle. And if, like me, it's not totally aligned, we're not doing patchwork, so I'm just stitching all the way along both of these edges, going as fast as it will go. And then, that's it, we're nearly there. I'm going to put on my iron. I treated myself actually to a new prim iron because what I found was the dial was getting a bit stiff. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn this to the right side because I've got a gap at both ends. Absolutely fine. Okay. And then I am going to get my pressing mat here and we will just press this like so if I just, oops, no, this way, that's it. If I put, sometimes a good idea, if you've got a bit of card the same width as your tube, you can pop it in there, or no melt stencil, stencil, yeah, the template stuff, you know. That's it, just flick that around there. So I'm just getting the sides out, or the seams right out to the sides, and giving that a nice press. Now what you'll probably find, like I hear, when you put hot iron on red fabric, it changes colour, it goes darker, but it always comes back to the same colour, or the original red. Okay, so that is fine for that. Then what I'm going to do, and you can do this in a multitude of different ways, I'm just going to fold, well, I'll find the centre, which is there, and I'm going to fold each edge to that center, and then fold the other one in as well. And I'll say this little bit is, you can do it if you want to or not, as the case may be. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some long gathering stitches either side of the where the fabric meets. So I've turned it up to the longest length it will go, and I'm going to do, so I'm just inside. I've pulled that thread out because I just want to stitch along here. This is all going to be covered anyway. Now I put my needle up and I'm actually going to pull that out so that I've got thread. I don't usually do that, but so I've stitched, can you see? Just stitched down there. I'm now going to stitch just to the other side. Now all these raw edges are going to be hidden, so it's really nothing to worry about that it looks messy. Oops, so that's it, needle up, press the foot up. Now it's probably better, but I'm just going to use minimally to have two threads. Actually, I'm going to do two, because when you've only got one line of stitching, what happens is they very often break. So just do another line close to, one more, close to the previous one, and then you can draw up both together, and they do draw up a lot better. But they won't draw up all the way because it's not, I haven't designed it to do that. It's just to give it a little start off. So you can see that. So I'm just grabbing the two threads and just pulling that down a little bit to get a bit of a gather there. And we'll see if we can do it on the other side as well. So as long as you pick the top two threads or the bottom two, they will start to gather. If you pick one from the top thread and one from the bottom, you're just going to be pulling one against the other, and it doesn't work. So I'm just pulling that down. You can see that's starting to gather, and having those two threads really helps the thread not breaking, because it's really frustrating. I'm going to see if I can go from the other end this time as well. So there's one, and I was just trying to pull for quickness both sides at the same time. So yeah, that one's moving a bit with all these threads. You don't want to cut the other ones off. So there's a thread at the top and there's a thread at the top. So I'm just grabbing both of those together and just giving them a little ease down, just to give them a little bit of a gather. And I say we're just going to, because we're going to sort of fold this as well, it's giving it a little bit of the gathering there, just to ease it in. And once that's done, that's it. We'll leave it there, because what we're going to do is we're actually going to fold those in anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside a moment. We won't trim those bits off yet, because we need to make a little tube to go over the top. So what I did here is, and this is very rough and ready if you like, is to just fold one side in. You could press this if you want to, just about, so it's a couple of inches wide, and all I'm going to do is pop those together. And in fact, I'm going to press it, because that will make it easier. And when we get that nicely together, what I'm going to do, so you can see there, I just press that so it's nice and easy. Gosh, that heated up very quickly. So I've got the little bit there, and that is going to go around here. So you can see already, without doing anything, that's come up quite nicely. So there's the tails as well. So let's put those aside. So for the tails, right, what we're going to do here is fold that in half, and we can just press that along there. And then I am going to, just by eye, I'm going to cut off a triangle there. Okay, So we cut a triangle off that end and a triangle off that end. Okay, so if this was fabric with a design on it, you'd want right sides together. So all I'm going to do now is make sure my stitch length is back to normal, and we will start at one edge, and I will reverse just to make that hold, and down to that point, and then I'm going to go towards the middle, so probably about there, and just reverse off there, and then I'm going to leave a gap like so, and it's only a little gap because it doesn't need to be that big, and straight up to that next angle where I chopped it off, and come round to the other side and reverse there as well. So I'm going to clip that point, then we can get a nice point there, and then here I'm just going to turn it so I've got the hole in the middle, so I can just put just enough to take your thumb or your finger, so you can just push that in and push it through. It saves time rather than doing it all up to one end, and you'll see the way I put this together that actually you don't need to do any hand sewing to sew it together. Oh, I've got my handy little pointer in here, so we'll just tuck that into the corner there, and then along there, and then push this one out too, get a nice point at that end and into that corner, and then we'll just get the iron back in, because we'll just give that a nice little press, get the red bits out of the way, and what you'll see is that, so if you want to sew that up, you are more than welcome to. I'm just going to stand up to do this, but it's all going to be hidden. So just push those seam edges out to the sides and give that a press. Press that over where the gap is. There we go. So we've got a nice, whoops, that's out the way, isn't it? So a nice little bit here, and then we've got nice edging all the way round. Okay, so now what we're going to do with this, I wouldn't chop these bits off yet, but if we now just fold that up just a little bit, and then we're going to wrap this around just to see, I wouldn't put any stitching there, just to see what sort of size we want it to be. And this is actually exactly how I did it, because and then we can do a stitch line. So I've got it roughly there. I think I want it for, so I am going to put a pin roughly where I want it to be. So I've left a little bit of leeway there because this tail is going to have something to do with it. So I can now pull that out. Let's just see. No, I'll take that out there. So I know I've got those ends matching, so I know exactly where it's going to be. And then I'm going to put this right sides together and stitch across that little bit. Okay, so I can see roughly where that is. And as I say, I'm just going to stitch, turn this iron off. There we go. Oh dear, iron's gone on the floor. Oh, you better not have broken. Well, let's pop that there. Drag my foot back in because it's gone away. And just stitch, just reverse across there because I want that to hold nicely. So I've got the raw edges in the middle, doesn't matter. And then I'm just going to trim that excess bit off. Okay, and then I'm going to turn this to the right side so those raw edges are in the middle. Okay, so I've got this little tube, and then what we're going to do is just going to fold this up. Now I will trim away all these threads now, because they've done their job in just giving that a little bit of a ruche. So I'm just going to trim those, otherwise we'll trim them later. But now we are going to get those out the way. Another bit there. There we go. So now I'm just going to sort of fold that, when I'm going to fold it from this end. So I'm folding that all up because I'm going to fold it as much as you like. I'm going to pop it through my little tube. Can you see there? So just fold it as far as it wants to go. Now my little folded back pieces will probably come undone, but we can tuck those back under. And we're just going to pull that over where our gathering stitches are. So I'm just going to trim that away because it's easier to get these little bits of thread out of the way. So you want to pull it to about halfway across, just so that all of those centre bits are covered. And then you can just see where you see the seam is there. So just pull that so that's centred at the back. And there we are, it's not quite in the middle because otherwise I wouldn't see that piece there. So another bit of thread there. And then you can make your bow, just press those little bits out how you want them to be. And then with your tail, so here's your tail, there's my back because I've got the seam there. I'm just going to thread this through here as well. So I might even just push, let's just see if we can, that's it. Whoops. Just push that through. Dum-de-dum, it's coming. There it is. So I've just pushed my tail through the back. Okay, like so. So that's at the back. And then you want that evenly half and half. And then have that coming down at each side. I've got bits of thread there. Just throw that off. And then I can see that's moved a little bit as we push that through. So, okay. And basically that is it. You just, if you want to open those up, you can. And open that up. But there you have your little bow. Whoops. There you have your bow with the tails. So really quick and easy, don't you think? And there's your little tails there. So you could put that on anything, whether it be your, but how simple is that? Just rectangles sewn along the long edges, turn to the right side and pressed. Take the raw edges to the centre and you're covering it up with that little bow in the middle. And then your tails, as I say, I used the same width as I had here, but just folded it in half and then just cut those edges at an angle. Yeah, so really, really simple. I made that up as I was doing the braided wreath, and yeah, so, but it would go on anything you want to do. Yeah, nice and easy. Do whatever size you like as well. So no particular measurements, but that particular one works. Okay, so bottle bag. Let me just leave that there a minute because I've left the bottle bag. I made my prototype about 3:15 this afternoon. I'm just going to fetch it now. There we are. Right, I'll put it there. Right. Sorry, I ran away, but I'm back. I thought while I was getting the sample, I may as well get the right. So here we are. Here is the bottle, but oh, let's see if we'll probably freeze again. Here we have a bottle bag. I made it in canvas. Thank you, Lindsay. So, and I haven't put any wadding in this, but the sample I'm going to make, so that fits your bottle. But one handle, and it fits in there nicely. So, as I say, this is the way I do it. I'm just going to, the bottle comes out. I found a bottle. If you've got a smaller bottle, tell you what I did. I measured the height of the bottle and I added a couple of inches. Then I measured around the bottle and again I added a couple of inches and just went from there. So, and I added a couple of inches for the bottom as well, because the bottom is just a boxy corner where I take a square out of each corner, and it is really, really simple. Because as I say, about 3 o'clock time, I thought I really must make that bottle bag, and you can make it in much nicer fabrics. So what I thought I would do, I have, let's put my bow, where should I put my bow? I have done a little PDF, I'll leave it there. I've done a PDF, which is here, and it will, yeah, as I say, I've just made this one up. So this is going to be on the, where's it going to be, Lindsay? I don't know. Is it going to be in the group? So Trisha Sews group, or I will put it on the Sew Totally Trisha page and it's going to be there because I know everybody won't be able to watch live today. We've frozen it. Oh, we're back again. Jolly good. We'll have it there until midnight on Friday. So I'll mention it again on Friday when I do the mystery quilt, the finishing of the mystery quilt. And then it will be on there till midnight on Friday, and then it will come off, or round about then. Might even be Saturday morning, because I can't expect Lindsay to be up at that time. But Lindsay's going to put it in the files there for you, probably the group then, to have for free. And I've just got basic little instructions here, only on the cutting. So you'll see this looks really, really strange. But what we have, and I'll tell you all the measurements of this. All I've got, I'll pop that down a minute. I have got a long piece, so I've got some Christmassy fabric. My fabric is 7 inches wide, and it is 32 inches long. You can't, so it will be in the group. It will be in the Sew Trisha Sews group. So if you don't belong to Sew Trisha Sews, Nikki, I haven't given you anything for ages, and I thought, oh, you know, let's do it. So this is 32 inches long and 7 inches wide. Now I've used, on my prototype, I just used calico lining and a canvas, and I just thought it needed something a little bit more, but you don't want wadding that's too thick because we've got a little bit of turning through in the top of that handle. So this is just H640, but I thought it would give it a little bit of body. So I've ironed that on already, and then all I have is a piece of calico or lining fabric, whichever, which is exactly the same size, 7 inches across, 32 inches long. So what we're going to do is fold both fabrics in half, because you may as well do all of the cutting at the same time. So similarly here, we'll fold the outer fabric with the wadding on in half, and then I'm going to pop the calico or the lining fabric on the top so that it all lines up. And I'm going to get my cutting mat in a moment. Now how I worked out, so this is where you could work out for any size bag. I'm just going to put some pins just to hold that together at the top, and then I can show you how I worked it out. So here is my folded edge, both pieces there folded. So 7 inches, the midpoint is at 3.5, which is like the middle of the handle is going to be. So I did, let's see, yes, 2 inches. So what I did was I made a mark 2 inches in from this edge and 2 inches in for that edge. And that is going to be the width of your handle. And then here, I looked at the neck of the bottle and this was 8 inches. Yeah, I'm sure that was 8 inches down from the top is where we're going to do that cut. So what I'm going to do here, I've got that, have I got that lined up nicely? Yes, I've got it lined up at the bottom. So I'll put some pins at the bottom because I just want this all to be, I want it to be as accurate as possible. But as I say, you can make your own sizes or to adapt. You know, it'd be nice for a little bottle as well. So just pop a, don't use horrible pins, and then things are much easier. So I've got my flower heads in there. So yes, that's all lined up nicely. So we're working on this top edge. I imagine that I'm just going to turn this down, but I imagine it will come back as well. So at one side. So what I would do, you can do this one at a time or both at the same time, and it doesn't really matter. I'm going to fold this over so that I can see better. So can you see how this straight edge here lines up with the straight edge of your fabric? Okay, look, here's the straight edge of your fabric. Line that up, and then oh, we're back. Jolly good, jolly good. So I'm just this place on the fold. This is the fold of the fabric here. Just get you back. I know. I knew as soon as I moved it. I'm going to try not to move it very much at all now. So either cut this template out and lay it onto your fabric, and then flip it over and have it on the other side here. So on that side and on that side. Or, as I'm going to do, I'm just going to draw, I know it's coming from here, but I'm going to just draw, or I would probably just cut as well. I'm just going to draw a nice curve there. Okay, so we've drawn that, so I'm going to get my scissors and I'm just going to cut through both layers, or all 6 layers, like so, and up to that point. And then I'm going to use this as a template on this side. So I'm going to pop that over. I'll take that pin out, and we won't use that bit, we'll just use that bit. So flip that over onto there, so the fold lines up with the fold, and then I'm going to just move that round, and I'm just going to use that as a template. I think that's come out a little bit narrower than the other one, but that was just the way I was doing it. It's probably a little bit more than 2 inches that way. So I've now got, hopefully, 2 exactly the same. So I've got, yeah, I should have made that a little bit thicker there, because we've got to turn all that through. Never mind, it will be okay. Oh, now at the same time, down the opposite end, I'm going to use my little centerpiece from my Frenchy tool. And again, I've just thrown the pen somewhere. Oh, I've thrown it here, that's right. I'm going to use the 2-inch one. If you've got a Tenchy tool, there we are, you could use that as well. And then I'm going to put, but because this is 2 inches and we're having a 2-inch cutout bottom, I'm just going to mark there. And then again, I'm going to cut out that square. Always best done with scissors, because I cut my prototype with a rotary cutter and went about 1/2 inch too far, so I got cuts into it there. So the moral of this story is, do as you tell others, not what you decide is best. Trisha. Okay, or the quickest, shortest method. So, as I say, we've just cut those. That's it, so they're all done. So we've got this weird shaped piece with a fold at this end and cut out pieces at this other end. Right, so we are ready, and you'll see how easy this is. Now I'm going to put it onto there. Go on, just try and freeze again. So, what we're going to do, right sides together, we are going to open this out and we're going to place this right sides together. So if you are using patterned fabric on the inside, you want it to be right sides together. I am going to put a pin just there, and I will put a pin just here. I will probably put a pin just here because I don't want it to fall apart. Don't know where all of my blue magic pins have gone, but they've right, so make sure that lines up nicely, and then I'm going to stitch along what looks like a armhole seam, doesn't it? So this is going, need to change my thread. Okay, I opened that the wrong way, didn't I? Was anybody watching when I usually change my thread by pulling it through the needle as opposed to pulling it back up through? Let's put that on there. Okay, rather than putting it back up through the tension unit. Right. More haste, less speed. Oops. Right, so that is in nicely. We'll take the red thread out. I'm not usually one for changing my thread colour, am I? I'm usually with cream or ivory. Oh, that's the other thing. I've managed to get some more moon threads in, so I should put them on the website at some point. Don't hold your breath, but I will. Right, so I'm just stitching around this. Let's say it's an armhole seam. So, and I think I'm on a shortish stitch, but a short stitch length is good because it will go around these curves really nicely. So I'm just using my nails to pull that out a little bit and whiz around. And I've got the pins in because it is all cut on the bias along that curve, so it could quite easily stretch. Okay, so there's one side done. Now I want to do the other side. So again, I will put a pin or two in because I don't want it, as I stitch along here, I don't want it to move. So one pin there, and let's just get one near the middle. Or perhaps we'll go with the flow. Right, so on the end again, so I'm just easing that around. I've got my hand covering it there so that I don't really want any puckers, but it could stretch, as I say, because we are all on the curve. And I've got about 1/4 inch seam allowance, but you can see that bit that I've just gone past. That piece is where we will be turning this to the right side. Okay, I think we'll reverse on that because it's going to have a little bit of stress on there. Okay, so we have our stitching either side. Now I've got to turn this through to the right side. So I'm just going to push my fingers up here. Let's just see. As I say, we've got a little bit of, yeah, it is going to come through. So I've started to pull that through. So it's just a case of little by little. And I could probably, let's see if I could push my tool up there. That's it. Let's push it a little bit. I think I did, because I used the template, it left it a little bit wider for the handle or the rest of the bag to come through. So that top of the handle wasn't quite as narrow as I've made it on this occasion. But if you want to tweak the pattern a little bit, you can by just altering that template a little bit. So just push, it will come through, it will come through. I'm just pushing that a little bit more. Oh no, I don't want to push too much up there. I'm going to pull. So bear with. It will work out nicely because it will pull through, but it just takes a little bit of time. There we go, that's coming. And what I had got, I wonder if that's there. I had a little hook like that was there, but it's gone now. So let's just keep pull. There we go. Pull. And as soon as it starts to get a little bit wider, the rest of it, which I think we've come past that point where it will it'll all just fan out in a moment because we've got that wider bit. Oh, let's just push that a little bit more. There we go. It's because I put the wadding in from the other one, and it will work. It will work. I do need some forceps. Yes, that's what I was thinking. I wanted a right, still pushing through. That's it. If you've got one of those like little crochet hook things that grabs and pulls, it's still coming. That's it. I can see that that wider part is coming there, so it will make it that little bit easier, but it will be well worth it in the end. Oh, that's it. There, so I'm just grabbing at the bit in the middle, and oh, it will work. It will work. There it comes. Yeah. There we go. Oh, I like to make things difficult for myself, don't I? There we go. But I do think it was nice with, or it will be nice with the wadding in. Can you see how that's coming a little bit wider now? There we go. Little by little, and pull. And then at this point you'll get, there we are, you'll get the lining and separate. There, all done. Need a little bit of a press in a moment. So now we have 2 pieces like so, and 2 pieces at the other end. So next little bit, in actual fact, I think what we'll do now, while it is nice, and I'm going to put the iron on and just press the seams whilst I've got it flat, because it is much easier to press while it's open. So what we'll do, and we'll press both sides, so just get those seams on the edge, just give that a little press around there. There we go. And around here too. And we'll press the other side, because as I say, I've got calico on the other side. It will do with a bit of a press because of all that stress of coming through that little channel there. So again, just line those up, and then that needed a press anyway, didn't it? Mind you, don't iron the wadding, because otherwise that will, there we go. Right, so what you could do, I'm going to do some top stitching second rather than now. If you did your top stitching now, it just makes it harder for the next bit, purely because it won't open out nicely, and it's not too big a deal just stitching around. There we are, that's better, that's nice. And okay, so there is our bag shape. So what we're going to do now is open it out, right, so that, oh, put it right sides together. So we've got right sides together, whoops, there, right sides together, take that bit of red thread out there. So here is our handle, our folded handle end. Here is our base. So we are going to open it out so that the outer is right sides together and the lining is right sides together. And it's at this point where the two meet. We'll put a pin in there, and then we'll do exactly the same on the other side. Pin in there, either fold those seams up together or down or up. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stitch all down the outer edge, or no, not of the lining, all of it. So we'll start, no, let's see where we'll start. Yes, I'll start on the lining. You start where you like, but I'm going to leave a gap in the lining for turning. So leave a gap. So we'll start at the bottom, put that out of the way. Start at the bottom of the side, and again I'm going to have a lowish stitch just to hold this nicely, and just reverse at the, oh no, stop. Okay, we'll start again because I decided to cut the thread instead of stitching. And so I'm lining up those side edge. Oh, that's it. Now we need to reverse there and cut. So I'm going to leave a gap here. So then I'm going to shift that down so that I don't forget about the gap. So start again and just reverse there and over to the right, the outer fabric, and we'll stitch all the way down here as well. So when I've got to the bottom of this side, I won't reverse at the bottom because I don't need to, but we'll cut there. Then I'm going to sew along this bottom edge, so we'll turn that around, line up the base and stitch across that quite short base there. Then I'm going to turn it round because I'm coming up the other side. So again, just line that up straight under that edge, up to the top, and across. We'll take my pin out and we get there. That's it. And then line up your lining fabric. Now we've left a gap in the other side, so we don't need to think. You could have left it in this side, but because I quite often forget to leave a gap at all, I thought I'd best do it first rather than forget. And so then the last bit is to do the base of the bag. So again, just that short one, and we'll stitch across the bottom. So we all know about our boxy corners by cutting out the squares. So here we will just put our finger into that hole, open it out, line up that seam, press one way, one the other, and then those points, the corner bits there, line up nicely. I'll put a pin in there so that you can just see. So through the calico. So I'm going to stitch across this short seam here. Now with this one I will reverse at the beginning because I want this to be nice and strong. Just knock that down and take that pin out and then keep that aligned across the other edge. And when I get to the other side, I'm going to reverse there as well. That's it, because we don't want holes in the bottom of our bag. So that's one, and then number two. So again, fingers in that hole, seams together, press the seam in the same direction as the other side is too, and then I'll just pull that out like that. If you want to not pin, I'm just holding my finger where those seams come together just to make sure they stay nicely aligned and nested. So that one is finished there. Then we go to the other end of the bag and open that one out, and again just flatten one seam one way, one the other. Just pull that out so that's nice and straight. So that's it like that. So I'm just going to stitch across that short seam across there, So straight under the machine and stitch reverse there. I like to reverse there. A pin is good here because the sometimes it doesn't stay aligned, so by having that pin there it would keep those edges aligned nicely. As you saw, I had to realign it when I got there. Then across to the other side, finger in that hole, line up those seams. Oh, it's opened that one out, but never mind. Flatten it down and reverse at the beginning of the seam. And straight across there, that still stayed aligned that time. So again, right to the end and cut. So that's as difficult as it gets. Now the gap we left in here, I can put my hand in here and push the outer fabric through the gap like so, and so we'll pull the lining out as well. So while we've still got the hole there, I like to just put my fingers into the base, push my finger into those corners, make sure we haven't got any holes. All the seams are nicely stitched the whole way across. Okay, so there is our base, and then this end, before we tuck it in, we want to close this gap. So again, tuck those, either trim those threads off, those pieces there, and I like to just tuck my finger in there, push those strands out of the way, and that's it. If I stretch it a little bit, what it does is it pulls out. So I'm using my finger or my nail just to close those together and give it a little pull. So I'm getting the seam right on the edge there, then give it a pull, tuck your fingers in there and bring your nail across, and then I'm just going to pop that under the machine. Oh goodness, so I shouldn't be licking my fingers, but there we are. So now I've got that seam all nicely together. Pin there if you want, or like I should do, just put it straight under the machine, and I'll just reverse or do a stitching on the spot just to hold that. And the times I don't go right to the end of sealing up this gap, so just close to the edge at the side there, and I think we've got all the way there. That's it. Oh, whoops, oh, that's my ruler. So just trim that little bit off, and also that bit too, and then we can tuck this. So tuck the lining into the bag, pop your fingers into the edges. Hello Yvonne. Oh, don't worry, you'll be able to watch it again later. So there we have our little bag. All I'm going to do now is just top stitch around this edge here. So it's this gap here, it doesn't allow you to take the extension table off and go as a free arm. So also it's quite hard to do that. So what I suggest is turn it all so that we get the top stitching on the top. Turn it to the wrong side, and then you can stitch onto the right side easily. So that's what I have done. We pressed it earlier so that that's all nicely on the edge, and then it's so much easier top stitching. So on the inner edge, but normally that would be the lining. So I'm just going to do that a little bit longer stitch. I'm just going to go around the edge here, because you can just keep moving the curved edge of the bag around and just making sure that lining, as I say, is inside, and you're still stitching on the outer side, which is where you possibly get your better stitch quality on the top. A good machine will give you great stitch quality, formation, top and bottom, but occasionally you don't get the best stitch on the bottom. So this way you're getting your best stitch because you're stitching on the top, but it is a lot easier to do just that by turning it inside out, and then you are stitching, as I say, onto the outer fabric. So again, I'm starting near the base. I haven't started near, or rather I'm started where it's like the underarm, if you like, and by sewing the underarm you're not going to see any joins there at all. So again, just move that around. I'm just pulling this part of the handle a little bit further across every time I stitch a bit, and just move that around. And as you can see me doing it, it just makes it so much easier. And all you need to do is turn it inside out to be able to do that. Stitching onto, oh, I've got such a bit of fluff there. Oh. So nearly there. I'm nearly around to where we started, and just 2 or 3 stitches over the first 2 that I did, and trim that bit off, trim that bit off. Don't like that little one there either, and it's all done. So we will turn it through like so. I will move the iPad up, and we're back again, and there we have. So honestly, how easy was that? Where have I put my bottle? So from that boring canvas one, but still nicer than a bit of paper or a bag, isn't it, to that one. Fits the bottle. You can see the top of the bottle. There it is. Plenty of room for carrying. What you could do, oh, thank you everybody. What you could do if you wanted was to make a little, you're welcome, you're welcome. You could cut either heavyweight card and just pop that in the bottom. Oh, hello Bev. Yeah, so nice and easy. But if you put heavyweight just in the bottom, or 2 or 3 layers of pelmet violin, yep, you could do. You're welcome, Barbara. Thank you, Nikki. Yeah, nice and easy. I mean, I thought you could use Thermolam, absolutely fine. It's just with the Thermolam, why I used fusible was because when you're pulling it through this bit here, it could very easily shift. Because you use temporary, you know, the 505 spray adhesive, and it could, I think it would move when you're trying to get it through there, which was why I did the prototype, as I say, with nothing in there at all, and then that came through really easily. But you can see it just gives it a little bit more, still stands up, but it just gives it a little bit more body. So you could actually quilt it before you put it all together if you wanted to, but really easy, really. And if I can just come up with it the way I would do it, just like that, then it must be easy, mustn't it? But there, and wouldn't that be nice, just sitting under the Christmas tree? But it's nice and sturdy. But you could put, as I say, a rectangle or square of card in there, because your bottle's head's quite heavy. Yep. So I was also saying, I don't know how the other patterns were made, but this Mylar sheet, yeah, that's a good idea. Does protect the alcohol too. Yes. I suppose if you if you've got a warm, like glue vine, you could put some Insulbright, you know, the insulated wadding in there to keep it warm, or if you wanted to keep it cold, if it was a cold bottle of something. But yeah, nice and easy. Perhaps Perhaps we could have put a bow on it. There we are. How about a bow? Look, sitting there. just to make it a little bit different. So near the top or around on the bottom. There. So yes, you had two bits today. And as I say, Tracy, or as Tracy says, she'll pop it in the Sew Trisha Sews group. I haven't done a PDF for this, but that's quite easy to just watch the demo. Yeah. Oh, you like it, Josie. Good. Yeah, 2 demos today. But the little pattern for this. Oh, thank you, Nikki. The little pattern for the bottle bag will be in the files later on. Yes. Yep. Easy to make. Absolutely is, Patricia. But then isn't everything I do? I sometimes think perhaps I should do something a little bit more complicated. I'm in some American groups where they do some lovely leather or faux leather bags, and they use what I call quite expensive bag hardware. Oh, thank you, Gail. Fab and fab. Yes, so they use quite expensive bag hardware. They use metal zips, which beautiful, beautiful. And at the ends of their handles, they might have a little bit of metal hardware on there too, and there's zips everywhere, and they look fabulous. But I think, and then they use G700, which is an interfacing on all of their fabrics. Use so much, but I just think the cost of it all as well. I mean, they look amazing, they really do. But for me to put that in kit form, I just think it would be far too much. I did see a kit today using some fabric that I shall have in kits for bags on Sunday, and mine are going to be, I think, $24.99, and this was $44.99, and I thought, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I mean, I've obviously made or might have made a gross error, or yes, I'm a bit underpriced, but there we go. Just look at my promo on the, oh, it's on there, is it? Ah, yeah, absolutely, Debbie. I do want to make it fun, and I do want to make it accessible for everybody, because excuse me, let's just have a see, my voice starts to go again. Barbara, yes, it is a nightmare cutting everything out. Absolutely is. I mean, you'll notice of late, sometimes I haven't, I've just I've just supplied half meters or long quarters. And I think probably I will do perhaps more of that, but and each time I think that's what I'm going to do, but on the show to come, oh, I've got lots of cutting to do. I think you'll love the bags. Well, no, so yeah. What I'll say, I have, if you saw the Hexie bag, you've made a backpack, have you? And the bag card, yeah, it does, it does. You know, I just, as I say, or as Debbie was saying, I like it to be accessible for all, and considering you can make in your own fabrics as well, you know, so you can make it as expensive or as inexpensive as you like, but give it a go. Canvas bags are, oh yes, thank you, yes, those are the bags. So I'm sure they're going to be $24.99, and they're actually, yeah, they're very nice. They're based on, which you probably haven't heard, the Lulu bag I did last year, and Tracy, bless her heart, made all of them. I didn't make one of those. So I was going to say, so they're beautiful, but you know the Hexie bag I did, which was hexagonal in shape, I've done some smaller versions of those, and they're also quite cute too. So again, price wise, totally accessible, and there'll be a multitude of uses for them, and nice and easy. So yeah, I just hope you like. Last thing, it kept coming to my mind. The last thing I just had the email through to say who I'm going to have on the shows on Sunday. Before I go, do you want to have a guess? Have a guess. I bet Lindsay's there. Lindsay will be watching, and we'll have to go, okay. I'm not going to be back on tomorrow. I shall be on Friday. Oh, you should really, but no. Yeah, you can always say missed. Oh, goodness. You had messages coming through. Oh, sorry, Lindsay. Anyhow, I have Adam for both. Adam, can't think of his surname. No, not Richard. I had Richard last time, didn't? And you hope it's Richard, yeah. He's on quite a lot. No, not Hayley. I've told you now. It's Adam. So he might be singing. Yes, Sue, I'm doing the mystery quilt on Friday and should be finishing it, which is what I think. So the finishing of, I will, yay, Adam, that's right, yes. So we will have it with the borders on. What I'll do then is pop the wadding behind it, and we'll do a little bit of quilting. It will be a laugh with Adam, yes. And then I'll show you how to do the binding, and the binding is going to be not the way that I do in my instructions. In the instructions, it's a nice way, and anybody can do it, but this one is where your binding is actually exactly the right size. Yes, we'll see what Adam gets up to. Yes, he better not try and get me singing. Anyhow, yes, so tomorrow I won't be here because I will need to do a load more cutting because I haven't got nearly as much as I wanted to get done today, but I did want to see you all. So you're welcome, Anne. Lovely to see you today. Got some orders which need going out as well. I had got up to date as yesterday, but there's half a dozen more that I shall get out tomorrow as well. So all systems go, and I'll be thinking about everything. Oh, hello, Jill. You just saw the button. Oh, that's all right. You just saw that. Yes. Yeah. So let's see how many bottle bags you can make my way. Perhaps it's not the easiest way. I don't know. I know I made it look a bit here. Is wider. If you want the, here we are, the top, the handle to be wider, just make a narrower. I would still do this length down here, which I think was 8 inches. See, they're telling me I'm talking too long. Freezing again. So just bring this in, or out rather, a little bit, so it makes the middle section, which is the handle, a little bit wider if you wanted to do that. But what I wouldn't do, don't leave any openings on the edge here, because it would be hard to turn it through. It is by far the easiest way to turn it through this handle. So this will be on later on. It will be up there till midnight, if not Saturday morning, for anybody who can't watch live. But I thank you so much, all of you. I've thoroughly enjoyed your company today. I have talked to myself more than I've spoken all day and probably all week. So thank you. Take care of yourselves. See what you can do tomorrow. I know Lindsay will put a rerun, thank you, Patricia, of something that we've done over the past, well, it's got to be, is it 2 years yet? No, not quite. But it's at least 18 months. It's a long, long time. Thank you, Lindsay, and thank you all. And I'll see you on Friday, 4:30, on this page for the finale of the mystery quilt. Bye for now.